Our top focus story is road rage in an angry Delhi. A 38-year-old man was beaten to death after his motorcycle hit a car near Turkman Gate in Daryaganj. Worse, this killing took place in front of his two little children who were riding pillion on their father's motorcycle. They were all out for a short joyride over the weekend. A Sunday evening joyride with his children turned deadly for Shahnawaz. His motorcycle accidentally hit a car, and then on display was Delhi's short fuse. A case of road rage which turned deadly and fatal for 38-year-old Shahnawaz. He was beaten to death in front of his little children.
एक ने मारा, फिर पीछे से एक्टिवा पे से तीन और आ गए, फिर वो भी मारने लगे, मेरे को भी मारा, फिर छोटा भाई गया पुलिस वाले के पास, पुलिस वाले ने कुछ भी नहीं बोला, सीधा सीधा चल दिया पुलिस वाला।
पोता जाता है, अम्मा अब्बू की लड़ाई हो गई और है ना, मैंने क्यों हो गई, किससे हो गई, कि नहीं अम्मा वो जाम हो रहा था ना, अब्बू की बाइक उसकी कार से लग गई, बस कार से टच हुई है। अम्मा दो बाप बेटे थे, उन्होंने मेरे अब्बू को बहुत मारा और हमें भी मारा, जल्दी चलो।
The anger and frustration of his family and friends spilled onto the streets. Protesters parked themselves on the main road seeking immediate action. Neighbors joined hands, they formed a human chain and blocked all traffic in solidarity with the bereaved family.
This is the spot outside Turkman Gate where this incident has taken place late last night. And apparently the person called Shahnawaz was riding a two-wheeler and he was accompanied by his son here. And this is the exact intersection where this incident has taken place outside Turkman Gate.
Through the night, police were in right gear on full alert, prepared for any eventuality.
एक व्यक्ति हैं वसीम, उसको ऑलरेडी हमने गिरफ्तार कर लिया है, बाकी चार को जो है ढूंढा जा रहा है, तो जल्दी ही उनको हम गिरफ्तार कर लेंगे।
Though CCTV cameras have been installed in the area, protesters claim these are just showpieces. This fact only fueling anger against the police.
इंसाफ चाहते हैं, हमारे सामने वो सारे गिरफ्तार होके आए, 18 भाइयों वो 18।
You can see that people are really worried and what they are asking for is justice for the death of Shahnawaz. With camera person Dharmveer Gautam, Atir Khan in Delhi for Headlines Today.
30 seconds, just 30 seconds, if those people had controlled their anger, Shahnawaz would still have been around to look after his little children. Why is Delhi on such a short fuse? Headlines Today's Atir Khan joins me with the latest. Also with me is T.R. Kakkad, former Delhi Police Commissioner, and Dr. Seema Hingorani, a clinical psychologist. Atir, I want to come to you first. One arrested, Wasim. 4 were absconding till afternoon. What's the latest?
Well, that's right. You see, the police is putting the pressure on them and they are on the run. The police says there are constant raids which are going on and one person has been arrested already, and this has been done very scientifically on the basis of evidence they've got. But the family, the protesters are not yielding yet. They say that until all of them who are responsible for this murder are arrested, they will not stop. So they have elaborate plans of protests. But at the same time, we went to the spot. There are efforts of politicization of the issue by the local leaders, since the relatives say that the assailants have a political affiliation to a particular party, and that's why there are leaders who are coming in, but really the family needs closure. They are waiting for more persons who are involved to be arrested.
And just so unnecessary, Dr. Hingorani, why is Delhi on such a short fuse? 2 vehicles touch and 1 man is killed.
Gaurav, the psychological perspective I can highlight is that threshold of not only Delhiites but a common Indian is really reducing. There is absolutely no patience. I think people are just waiting to remove their anger. It's just, you can just see anger and depression manifesting, Gaurav. It's really very sad.
This indeed is very sad. There is anger, there is frustration. But Mr. Kakkar, people increasingly taking law in their own hands. Is there no fear of the khaki on the streets of Delhi anymore? Look at that violence that took place on the streets of Delhi last night, or what happened in adjoining Noida, Sector 18. There's no fear of the law anymore, sir?
Gaurav, it is indeed mad. It's indeed sad that we lost a life last evening, that late night. The question is, as the doctor was explaining to you, that the threshold is so little now that anytime anybody wants to pick up a fight and show his might, that he is superior to the other, or they are superior to the others. This, having said that, let me tell you that as far as the law, the fear of the khaki is concerned, there is no fear absolutely of the khaki. These are not the old times when one one police constable could probably ask a 10%, 15% to move away from a place or something like that. Today nobody respects the law.
No,
now,
what is worse,
still the law
Dr. Kakkar, what is worse, sir, in this case, the little children, they ran to a nearby constable. They said, save our father, he's being beaten up. The constable actually moved away. That is what these little children have told the Delhi police. That is what they've told the superiors.
Very. I'm sure that the superiors have taken note of it, and they will do what is possible under the conduct rules or under the disciplinary rules or under the duties that are not performed by those constables. If what the children have said and there is some substance in it, but you know, the question is, here is a little dispute. The two vehicles, one small two-wheeler and the other car, they collide and there is hardly any accident at all. And yet five people come out of the car and start bashing this gentleman in front of his children and wife, and ultimately he succumbs to the injuries. Now what were they trying to do? They were telling him that, look, we are more powerful than you, we are much richer than you, we have influences and we can get away with it. You see, this is all that they were trying to tell them, to this gentleman and to the society at large.
And this is indicative of the fact that we as a society, Mr. Kakkar, as a society, we are failing. And Dr. Hingorani, this isn't restricted just to Delhi.
We are failing,
it is not
because
restricted.
there are so many people there.
I want to bring in Dr. Hingorani for a moment, Mr. Kakkar. You know, this is not restricted just to Delhi, and it's not restricted just to the rich. That the rich may think they can hire big lawyers and beat the system. This lawlessness, Dr. Hingorani, is increasing. Is there a problem with our mindset? Where is the problem and what is the solution?
Absolutely. I think Gaurav, road rage is rising everywhere. I personally see so many cases where people come and confess to me that on small pretext of the car banging, people are taking law in their hands, they are beating up people. I think it's case of a severe superiority complex, but inside its inferiority complex, it's a case of agitated depression. Agitation, Gaurav, is rising in our society. We really need to do something about it. It's a question of mental health. It's a question where people need to realize that the stress is rising, it's mounting, and paramount importance is to go to a psychologist, go to someone, talk about it and reduce the stress level. Otherwise, I see this worsening day by day.
It indeed is. So what needs to be done? Do you need to go to a psychologist? Do you need to spend time with perhaps a psychiatrist? Is that what is required for these individuals? Because as you rightly pointed out, these cases of road rage, they are in hundreds, and we have two sets of pictures on a television screen. Dr. Hingorani, it's not just happening in Delhi, it's also in Noida, where in Sector 18, there was mob violence on the streets of Noida in Sector 18.
Absolutely. Yes.
Mr. Kakkar, what needs to be done? What needs to be done in this situation?
You see, Gaurav, it's like this. You see, most of this road rage takes place after an accident, a minor accident. You see how people drive on the roads of Delhi and roads of India, as a matter of fact. Why only Delhi? You have these marking for lane marking. I think we are unnecessarily wasting millions of rupees marking these lanes. Nobody follows the lanes, and if the lanes are not there, perhaps the traffic may be even running better. Go take the West, take America, take other say, countries. When you are in a lane, you can go miles and miles. Even close your eyes, and if you can really lock your steering, you can continue to go. No one else will really come into your lane in front of you. And if the vehicle in front of you has to take a right or left turn, they'll first give the indicator, wait for some time before they enter the lane in which you are driving.
No, but
it is so safe.
You are saying millions of rupees are being wasted. I think millions of rupees are also being wasted on the police, because police somehow fail to enforce the law. That fear of the police, that fear that if I violate the law, there is a strict penalty. That fear is not there. People think I can bribe a police wala, give him 100 rupees and I can get away with it.
My dear Gaurav, where is the penalty? Recently there was some I heard that the penalties were being enhanced, and so that these people are scared of violating the traffic rules, and suddenly we find that there has to be yet another there has to be a relook at it, and the fines have been reduced. There is no will to really enforce stricter laws. First, the legislature has to give us the laws, and then the police has to implement the laws that the police have today. The 100 rupees and 200 rupees and all that, people just throw it on the face of the traffic constable and go away. And if the same thing is 5,000, 10,000 as it is in the West, as it is in America, that things will be slightly different. People will hesitate to violate the traffic rules. Having said that, yes, a stricter enforcement is necessary, but then whatever strength is there, they are really doing their best. And as far as you said that the traffic policemen taking money, not everybody takes money. You have seen hundreds and thousands of challans being made, and the challans are put in the court, and for 5-6 years nobody looks at those challans. And again the same thing, but whatever we have with the criminal cases, the same thing we have the traffic challans.
Dr. Hingorani, 30 seconds, perhaps 30 seconds, when that wave of anger comes across a person, if you can wait and let that wave pass, perhaps lives can be saved. This is what we are told. Wasim is understood to have told the police that it was just a mad rush of anger,
Gaurav,
and that is where it happened. How can you control that wave of anger?
This rage. Firstly, to understand, Gaurav, that where is this rage coming on? Is it the financial frustration? Is it agitative depression? I think every human being needs to be responsible for their own mental health, Gaurav. There are a lot of cases we see agitated depression on road rage. And they confess that, yes, I have done road rage, I've banged into people, I've slapped people. And this is pure cases of depression which is manifesting in anger. Every common man needs to screen himself or herself for mental health, and then only this can be controlled. Also, taking away their license, I think that's very important. Psyche, that's a very important role to play. And
good
like
point, Mr. Kakkar, is that the need of the hour? Take away Wasim's license, take away the license of the others who are absconding just now. The moment they're arrested, they should never be permitted to drive again.
See, on that, I fully agree with your sentiments. The question is again, the police will definitely impound their license. The one who was at least driving the vehicle, his license will be impounded. He will be challaned under 302 and many other sections. That is one thing. Now the question is, what happens after the case is challaned? It goes before the court, and if they are influential people, let me tell you that in the next 3 months, 6 months, they'll be out on the back in their homes, and they'll again be committing the same thing. I've been told that these people are involved in many cases. They are at least 3-4 of them are the thugs of that area.
They are and local strongmen, yes.
And they are also probably have the blessings of some political parties. And all that, you see, who instigates them to do things like this? Now, as far as the 30 seconds you are saying, I fully agree with you that we were told in our schools and in other places to say that if you are angry, just close your eyes for 15 seconds and the rage will be off.
Yes.
And then open your eyes and it is same. But that 15 to 30 seconds is the time when either it escalates or you really live the peaceful life that you were living before, you see. Now,
Yes.
who will teach this? The parents have to teach, the teachers have to teach, the society as a whole has to teach that don't get angry so quickly. Again, that the
Absolutely.
doctor is saying it is depression, it is the complex, either it is superiority complex, I am bigger, I am mightier than you, or the inferiority, and in such a case, he wants to prove that I am not inferior to you, I am going to bang you, you see.
Okay.
All that has to take.
Dr. Hingorani?
In this law and order, question of law and order, yes, the law and order can be maintained only in such cases with the cooperation of the people around. And you have seen yourself,
Yes.
a place like Turkman Gate where 11 o'clock is no time, it's still the day. There are
Absolutely.
hundreds
Turkman
of
Gate is
people moving
jam-packed
about,
at 11.
thousands of them are moving about. And
You're
yet
spot on
nobody took up the cause of this man who was being battered, you see.
Because there were local strongmen who were doing this. But Ms. Hingorani, Mr. Kakkar made a suggestion. He made a suggestion, close your eyes for 30 seconds, perhaps take a deep breath and wait for that wave of anger to pass over. You know, while you say visit a psychiatrist or, you know, do consult psychologists, can you suggest perhaps 2 steps that need to be taken? You know, there are hundreds and hundreds of people on the roads every day. What is it that they need to do should there be a similar incident?
I think it's very important, you know, firstly to start workshops on road rage in schools. In fact, we are suggesting, I'm the one of the person in Mumbai suggesting this to many schools, that why don't you start, you know, road rage workshops in schools. So let our youth today learn what road rage is all about and what are road manners, firstly. So let's start from there first, you know. I think second is, I second my opinion with Mr. Kakkar. You know, I respect his opinion, and I feel that there is this 30 seconds, 40 seconds where we feel extreme rage, and that people need to control, and then you calm down. So people they need to do things like meditation, which sounds cliche, but
Yes.
it really works in longer run. Meditation, yoga, if anybody has an anger problem, if they don't want to visit a psychologist, at least start using these conventional methods, and you see anger coming down.
Hopefully that will be done, because these are lives
Expressing
that
your thoughts
should
and
not be
feelings,
lost.
I think it's very important. Many
Absolutely,
people
these are lives that shouldn't
and
be
then it
lost
gets
on
manifested
such
in road
trivial
rage.
matters. Atir, are the police investigating this case in the right earnest, or because of the political clout that some of these people allegedly enjoy, the police are not investigating this?
Well, you see, Gaurav, it would be unfair to say that the police is not taking action within 24 hours. They have rounded up one person. But yes, as far as the allegations of the beat constables not acting in time, that's a matter of investigation. The police is probing the matter, whether the allegations are true. There are 2 versions. According to the other version, the constables were out on the beat and they were not present there. However, there's version of the child who says he accosted cops, but they did not help him. But really, Gaurav, if you see that road rage cases over the years are increasing, the numbers are increasing. It's like a vicious circle. Once you set out driving or riding, you are tensed. You know that there are incidents like these. People are armed in vehicles. Some commercial drivers are also carrying rods, iron rods, and we have known there have been such cases in the past. So there needs to be a multi-pronged strategy. One is of impounding licenses or punching licenses at the slightest road rage. It not necessarily not be a murder, and at the same time, as Dr. Hingorani was saying, that we need to impart education at the school level, at the driving schools, and at the time the learner license is issued to people. So a whole lot of efforts are required.
Change is required, and how will that change come? Perhaps step 1 is start giving such education even at school, so that children start at an early age. Dr. Hingorani, Mr. Kakkar and Atir Khan, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.